Hey guys, good morning. I didn't want to go into crypto again, and I want to talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin. I know the last video that I released, I was cutting my bullish forecast short because, obviously, because of CPI. If CPI came back higher than the previous, it came back than previous month, obviously that would have killed absolutely everything, right? But thankfully it didn't. And we are actually running extremely hard on crypto right now. And I told all my Patreon members, and I think right now, I think the SPY as of right now is going to go straight to 430, right? We already broke 420 resistance. We're at 422, or roughly a SPY 421 right now, actually trading pre-market, which is insane. But Ethereum is obviously leading the way right now. There's no question about it that Ethereum is leading the way on the upward momentum, right? But I did tell my Patreon yesterday. I told them, I'm like, you know what? I think 25K is guaranteed. And if you saw my videos from maybe 2-3 weeks ago, after we closed that week bullish, I'm like, you know what? 26K is target, and we're starting to near that target right now. And I think right now, as of right now, we are headed towards $25,000 for Bitcoin, and I think that for the week, look at that. We're actually starting to see that you see that, you know how it goes like red, red down here on my reverse MACD. You know how this one it goes red, red, like blood red, blood. It goes like bright red, bright red, bright red, like a maroonish color, like a blood red, and then back to bright red. That's exactly what you want to see, because you're seeing all that strength in buying power. You're starting to see that bullish movement, and not only that, but you actually had a bull cancel out. So as of right now, right, if you perfect longs would have been yesterday at 23,901. At 23,901, you would have essentially perfectly longed a Bitcoin, and you would have kept that open position, right? And again, even my reverse MACD right here, perfect long would have been right here for both, for both settings. It would have been, you would have perfectly long June 19th or June 20th, right? So you would have essentially longed around $20,500, and you would have kept more than likely riding that all the way up to where we are now, because that was a perfect entry on the daily, right? Essentially, my indicators called a bottom at around $20,500, and again, that's not the peak low, right? 17K, because you never can really, you can never really clear the bottom, or predict an exact bottom, but we did, we basically said, hey, it's a really good entry here point at 25. So super happy about that. As of right now, I do think 25K on Bitcoin is guaranteed. I think Ethereum is going back to $2,000. I think it's gonna happen today or tomorrow. I think this week, 25K is guaranteed. A lot of my Patreon members that I haven't told you guys on the YouTube yet, a lot of Patreon members are highly leveraged on plays like, like Bitfarms, right? They have essentially Bitcoin mining companies. So Bitfarms, you might want to pick up Hut, maybe Mara. Those are the only three that I would ever recommend, because they are moving ridiculously fast. And fuck, I should have picked up some Mara. Mara actually looks really good. I actually saw Mara down like $10. I would have been up 70% right now. But I think as of right now, Mara is probably headed towards $22, right? These are all leverage plays essentially, because they're Bitcoin miners. I actually think Hut is headed back to like $9 or so, which is pretty insane. And Hut is actually going to be closing a bullish month, August, for the month of August. It looks like it's going to be closing a bullish month, and for Bitfarms too. I think Bitfarms is actually in a really good spot, and I think it also has a really good chance of going back to like $5.28. So essentially from right here, you have a really good shot at running back to getting like a 200% gain on Bitfarms if you do shares, possibly a lot higher if you do options, right? But again, it's obviously more dangerous on what is it called, on options. for Hut, again, same thing. You have about, from $3 to roughly, what is this, like $6 or so. It's like $6. Again, another 200% gain. So whether you do Bitfarms or Hut, I think it's going to be roughly the same thing. I probably do like half and half. Like I do maybe like, if you want to play like leverage play like this, keep in mind that it is a little bit more dangerous. I'd rather, if you're going to be doing like a leverage play like a Bitcoin miner, it's always better to just get shares, right? Yes, the gains are less, but you don't have to predict a time frame, right? You just hold and you just wait it out, just like Bitcoin or whenever Bitcoin and Ethereum goes back to highs. But I think that as of right now, Hut, Bitfarms, Mara, they're all well positioned to do a full another 100%, if not 200% or higher gain from where they are now. So Hut, if you buy right now from Hut at like 294, right? What is it? 294. If you go back to all-time highs, you're looking at a 4.5 times gain. For Bitfarms, it actually should be, I think it should be roughly the same thing to the highs. Same thing for the highs. It should be it's actually less, a 4x gain, right? For Mara, I think Mara can roughly do, yeah, I think they're all going to be roughly the same. I think Riot, I don't think I would play Riot anymore just because I don't think Riot has like, I think from Riot actually has like an 8%, like an 8x gain, I think, that it can do from here. So what, $9 to, yeah, so Riot to all-time highs can probably do a pretty decent amount, but I think for right now, target would be somewhere around the $18 range for Riot. Can Riot go back to these all-time highs? I don't think so, especially because this was back when Bitcoin first ran up to its 60K mark, like 60K, 69K, right? And then around this time frame, you had a bunch of Bitcoin miners IPO. That's why you saw Riot drop, because it was no longer, it didn't have a monopoly on the market essentially. So I do think that Riot can do, I think roughly right now the major gain would be a 4 to 5x on every single Bitcoin miner. But on obviously in options, you can leverage that to some stupid amount. But as of right now, I think maybe a full 100%, maybe 200% on any Bitcoin miner is good. I'd only recommend Mara, probably Hut, and then also Bitfarms, and that's probably it. But as of right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking extremely bullish. I would say that right now, if anybody is interested, I would say that right now is definitely a good time to get into either or. But again, if you're buying Ethereum or Bitcoin, you just buy and forget it, right? But as of right now, things are looking extremely bullish to the upside, at least for the next month or so, towards the next CPI. So I think Bitcoin 25 to 26K is guaranteed. I think Ethereum $2,000 is guaranteed. And then we just come back to the TA and maybe look at it sometime in the next couple of days and see what's happening from there. But I do think that as of right now, we are more than likely headed to 25, 26K on Ethereum, on Bitcoin. And I think 29,400, 500 is definitely where we're headed right now. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.